Back to the kitchen. Bill's fruit base is ready, so he's turning his attention to the all-important crumble topping.
I've got a little bit of flour there.
Just plain white?
Just plain white.
Yep.
A few good tablespoons of oats.
Yep.
Some brown sugar.
OK.
And I'm going to put a little bit of baking powder in there, just a teaspoon.
Right,
and that's just going to lighten up the
just
mixture.
give it a bit of lift, will it?
Give it a little bit of lift.
Yeah, OK.
Give that a mix through. And then pop in a little bit of butter. Make sure it's cold. That's diced up, nice and cold. And then just crumble it with your fingertips. Do this really roughly and quickly. I mean, the great thing about a crumble is it can be put together in 10 minutes.
Right.
When you've got your main course.
Would you ever consider doing that in a machine of any sort?
I don't want to do the washing up, drag it out of the back of the cupboard and...
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Bill lightly rubs the butter into the dry ingredients until it resembles rough breadcrumbs.
So, you can see here, butter's through. I mean, don't be too worried too much. It's all going to work out. I mean, when you've got butter and sugar and oats and some flour...
It's all there, isn't it?
It's all there. It's going to work. It's going to work out anything in the oven. So pop that mixture.
Oh, really? So that's enough? You've done that enough?
Yeah, it's fine.
God, I'm working far too hard for this crumble. This crumble lark.
I'm going to put that on top.
Right.
I like lots. And that butter's going to melt.
So it doesn't matter if you've got a lump of butter. I mean, because that's quite a big lump. That's all right.
It's just going to work. It'll work. What I love about this crumble is those blackberries are going to create the most delicious pink sauce, and the apples are going to give it some body.
Bill then pops his crumble in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius for 25 minutes. Time for Paul to get cracking on his crumble mix, and he's going for a slightly different approach.
Maybe because I make industrial quantities of this at work, I don't know, but I always do it in a machine. Now, I use equal quantities of sugar and butter.
OK, that's easy.
And then double the amount of flour.
OK,
that's kind of how I work on it, all right? So I'm going to throw the sugar in there. This is white sugar.
Paul then blitzes everything together to a fine crumb.
There we go. We just mix that around. So really, I've ended up with exactly what
it's
you've
almost
done.
Exactly. It's almost like a pastry, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like a pastry
absolutely. I just haven't used my hands, that's all. Right, I'm going to throw some oats into that as well. Just mix those through. There we go. I don't do the blade with the oats, obviously, because it chops them all up. You don't really want to do that.
Crumble topping done. Time to check on the filling.
I'm just going to drain the fruit slightly.
OK.
To get rid of... You can see there's quite a lot of juice. In there, and I think that might sort of imbalance the crumble. So, again, like you, we're going to get a lovely colour, slightly more pinky.
So what are you going to do with that beautiful juice? Are you going to get rid of that?
No. This is my... This is the secret tip, Bill. What you do with all the juice that's underneath, look, you see all that there?
Look at that.
Right, you chill that down.
Yeah.
You go and get your best vodka out of the drinks cabinet, and you make yourself a little drink to drink whilst you're waiting for the crumble to cook.
Apple vodka.
It's a one-man thing. There's never enough juice for two.
Paul transfers the drained fruit to a baking dish, and it's ready for its crumble topping.
Don't pack the crumble down. It's quite important that some of the hot air from the oven can penetrate the flour. Because otherwise, what you end up with is a sort of a cakey crumble, and that's not the point.
And you want a bit of the fruit to pop through. And...
Yeah. Now, personally, when it comes to crumble, I only like the topping, that's all I'm into. None of that healthy muck underneath. No, not interested in that. So I always put plenty of crumble on top. There we go. So really, I'm literally letting it fall into place. Just going to push it back from the edges there.
Paul's crumble goes into the oven at 170 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes or until golden and bubbling.
Magnificent.
Hey, it's looking good. I'm pretty pleased with that, Bill. How are you looking?
Good, very good. Those blackberries have released all their juices. OK.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that looks
And it's almost got almost mousse-like underneath.
It is, it's so light.
Yeah, it is.
And I love the way cold ice cream melts over that hot berries. You know, when it's almost too hot and it's going to burn your mouth.
I agree.
Not content with ice cream alone, Paul is also serving clotted cream and custard.
Now, personally, you could make that fancy French stuff called crème anglaise, but I go for real custard, made with custard powder in the traditional English way.
Oh, wonderful.
Right, there we go. There is my classic, perfect rhubarb and apple crumble with custard, ice cream and cream.
Oh, and there's my classic blackberry and apple, 1 bowl crumble.
Time for Bill and Paul to find out which classic crumble is perfect.
Will it be the Englishman's crumble? Or the Australians?
We'll see.
It's the Englishman's. Rhubarb 2. Blackberry won.
Oh, your wife's going to be happy.
She's going to be absolutely annoyed, I can tell you.
The judges enjoyed both crumbles, but for them, this classic pudding is all about childhood nostalgia and must come with custard, not just ice cream. So it was Paul's that hit the spot. For the perfect classic crumble, cook the apple and rhubarb separately to avoid overcooking and strain off any excess juice to prevent getting a wet crumble. To save on time and ensure an even crumb, blitz the topping in a food processor, then stir through some oats for extra crunch. Bake until golden and bubbling and serve with custard, clotted cream and ice cream.